Hello, my name is Roger Watson and I'm the Editor-in-Chief of the Journal of Advanced Nursing. I'm also the co-editor with Karen Holland of Writing and Publication in Nursing and Healthcare, Getting It Right. I've been involved in writing and publication one way or another for about 25 years. I first started publishing when I was a student nurse. I was lucky to get something published in the Nursing Times, and then when I was a staff nurse and as a charge nurse I published in various professional magazines relevant to my area of work, which happened to be care of older people. And then eventually I got something published in the Journal of Advanced Nursing, and that started me down the road to academic publishing. When I became an academic, I was invited to be an editorial board member of the Journal of Advanced Nursing, and I worked my way through that to being the media reviews editor, and then I left the Journal of Advanced Nursing to become the editor of the Journal of Clinical Nursing, and then came back to the Journal of Advanced Nursing as the editor-in-chief. And this is one part of my working life that I enjoy a great deal. I especially enjoy helping other people around the world to get published. So the benefits of writing for publication and getting published are immense. One of the main benefits is the personal satisfaction it brings you, and I still get a great buzz every time I see something of mine in writing. The other benefits are that you can get yourself noticed, get your work noticed, and you can also get your organisation noticed, and of course that's very important. There is some money to be made out of publication, but not a great deal, but I'd advise you, if you are going to go down this road of publishing, then to get yourself registered with the Authors Licensing and Collecting Society. You won't make a great deal of money this way, but at least when people copy your work and send it to other people or distribute it, then you will be able to claim some copyright on it. However, it's not the most important aspect of writing, but it's something that's worth thinking about. Now these days there are a great many ways to get published. Of course there are academic journals like mine. This is perhaps not the easiest way to get published. It's very specialised, and in fact it's probably the way in which to get published and not to get read as much as you would by other routes. So there are other ways of getting published, for example professional journals relevant to your field. And of course don't forget the whole field now of online publishing, especially blogging, but also Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. These are all ways of getting yourself out there and getting noticed. So don't just think you've got to go down the traditional route of getting something into hard copy and printed through a traditional journal. There are many ways to getting published, and I really encourage people to try the blogging route and set yourself up a blog on Google. It's free to do, and get started that way. So if there's anybody out there who hasn't written, I really hope that you'll think about doing it. And for those of you who are trying to write, I hope you have success in getting your material published. There are one or two hints and tips that I can give you about getting published, and the best I can think of is to give you my 4 rules of writing. And my 4 rules for writing, and this particularly applies to publishing in professional journals or academic journals, is first of all to read the guidelines. All the journals publish their guidelines online, and they expect you to follow them. So before you put pen to paper or your fingers on a keyboard these days, I'd strongly advise you to take a good look at the guidance. Make sure you know what the length of the article is going to be and any other conventions that they use. The second rule I have is to set yourself some targets and to count words. This is more about the process of getting the writing finished. Don't try and write the whole article at once. Set yourself a modest target, count the words as you're writing, that'll give you some positive feedback, and when you've reached your target, then stop. My target's about 500 words every time I sit down to write, but you may not want to do that much, but I would strongly encourage you not to do too much at any one time. If you get to the end of a section and you've got lots of ideas in your head that you want to write and you've reached your target, my advice is just to put them down as bullet points. Then the next time you come back to picking up your writing, then you can start there again and pick up those bullet points, and that's a way of getting started. That way you don't get what people call writer's block. The third of my rules is to seek criticism. Don't ever try to write something and just send it off by yourself, especially in your early days of writing and getting published. Do give it to someone else to have a look at, and anyone will do. The more experienced they are, the better in some ways, but also people who are not so experienced will notice various aspects of your writing. The one question that you don't want an editor or a reviewer or a reader to ask is, what does that mean? So what you want to do is give it to people and make sure that they understand what you're trying to say. So I can't emphasize that enough. So those are the first of the 3 rules. The 3 rules so far are: read the guidelines, set targets and count words, and seek criticism. The 4th rule is to treat every rejection as the beginning of the next submission. Don't be too disappointed if you get rejected. It happens to everyone. It happens regularly to me as well. I'm disappointed to say it's never the happiest moment to be rejected by a journal or by an editor, but you really have just got to think to yourself, where's this going to go next? So as I say, if you've had any ideas about writing but haven't done it yet, I'd strongly encourage you to try and seek as much advice and help as you can. If you are in the process of writing for publication and you're thinking of sending something off to a journal, I wish you the best of luck. Thanks very much.